Okay. Okay, Rabbi, good morning. We're holding on Daf Gimel Amud Bet. I'm sorry, on Daf Dalet Amud Aleph. Holding on Daf Dalet Amud Aleph by the middle, more towards the middle of the page, by the word V'Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. V'Amar Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi says, Nashim, women, chayavot, are obligated b'mikra Megillah. They're obligated in the mitzvah of mikra Megillah. Sha'af hein hayu bo'oto hanes. They were also the reason why they're obligated in mikra Megillah, even though mikra Megillah is a mitzvah to asay shezman grama, which women in general are not obligated in positive time-bound mitzvot. So even though that's true, they are obligated in mikra Megillah. Sha'af hein hayu bo'oto hanes. They were also part of the miracle of the Purim story. So since women were part of the miracle of the Purim story, they are going to be obligated in the mitzvah of Mikra Megillah and really in all the mitzvot of Purim. This is just an example of one of them. Fine. From Rabbi Yeshua says, Purim shechal liot b'Shabbat. Purim that falls out on Shabbat, which we already learned earlier in the Mishnah, that if Purim falls out on Shabbat, we were dochet, we push it off, right? Because we can't celebrate Purim on Shabbat. So, but even though we don't celebrate Purim on Shabbat, shoalin v'dorshin, we ask and we are expounding, we get into, like we get involved, b'inyano shel yom, in the topic of the day, which means we learn about Purim, even though we're not gonna read the Megillah on Shabbat, because we can't read the Megillah on Shabbat, as we'll learn later why. But we are, even though that's true, we are going to still learn about the holiday. We're going to be shoalin, v'dorshin is like asking questions and being doresh, b'inyano shel yom, in the inyanim of the day. Okay.
Yeah, so in that case, shakol min matei achad, the way Rishonim learn, where Rav learns, shakol din matei achad. It's a different shot the Gemara, not
Okay.
like the certain Rashi.
So the Gemara says, my area Purim, why are you focusing? My area means why are you choosing the holiday of Purim? Afilu Yom Tov Nami. This halacha applies even on Yom Tov. Even on every holiday, there's a mitzvah to be doresh, the halachot and of the holiday. Yeah. So why is Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi telling us like a chiddush, like, oh, Purim falls out on Shabbat, even though you're not going to read the Megillah, but learn about the holiday. You have to learn about the holiday on every holiday. So that's the Gemara's question. My area, why are you choosing Purim? Afilu Yom Tov Nami, even any other Yom Tov would be the same halacha. How do we know that? Because the Tanya will have a Braita. The Tanya will learn in a Braita. Moshe tikin lehem Yisrael. Moshe was mitakin to Klal Yisrael. Shayu dorshin, sholim v'dorshin. That there's a inyan to be shoel and doresh. Binyano shel yom, in the inyan of the day, right? In the topic of the day. Hilchot Pesach b'Pesach. Hilchot, the halachot of Pesach on Pesach. Hilchot Atzeret b'Atzeret, the halachot of Atzeret of the Shavuot holiday on the Shavuot. Hilchot Chag b'Chag, and the halachot of Sukkot on Sukkot. So why are we specifically focusing on Purim when these halachot apply to every holiday? So the Gemara says Purim it's tzricha. Purim is required. Purim is its tzricha. Purim is needed. The chiddush of Purim is needed. Why? Because Ma'odatim, I would have thought.
That's how the Gemara reads according to Rabbeinu Chananah.
Yeah. Ma'odatim, I would have thought Nigzar. We should make a gzera. Mishum de Rabba. Because of Rabba's concern. What was Rabba's concern? Rashi explains. Rabba is the one that holds that the reason why we don't read the Megillah on Shabbat is because a person might carry it for Amot in Rishut Rabim. Right? What's the reason why we can't read Megillah on Shabbat? The Torah, it's a rabbinic. The same reason why a person can't shake lulav on Shabbat. Why? The Torah says you should shake lulav every day, well, at least the right on the first day, and the other days is Zeichel Mikdash. The Torah says you should shake the lulav on the first day. It doesn't say it's dependent on if it's Shabbat or not. It says you shake the lulav. Why do we shake the lulav? Because we're worried you might come to carry the lulav into the Rishut Rabim, because you might come to ask someone how to shake the lulav properly. Same thing with Megillah. By Megillah, we're concerned that a person, if he's gonna have to read it on Shabbat, maybe he's not gonna know. Maybe he's gonna need to carry it in order to bring it to the shul, right?
The word nigazor.
The gzor means to make a gzera, to make a yeah. So we're concerned. That's the way we're saying. We're saying Purim the Chiddush Purim is needed to speak it out because you would think Mao the Tema, you would think in Nigzor that you should make a Gezerah Mishum de Rabba, which means I should be Gozer that I'm not allowed to read the Megillah I'm not allowed to talk about the halachot of Purim. Why? Because maybe I will come to do what? I'll come to carry the Megillah itself. Why? Because again, you have to think about it like this. What's the the main source of information on Purim? The Megillah. So if you're telling me you should learn the halachot of Megillah, learn the halachot of Purim on Purim, on Shabbat. So what you come to do? You might come to carry the Megillah. So that's why you would think to be Gozer don't learn either. Maldatim, you would have thought Nigzar Mishum de Rabba because of Rabba. We're not going to be Gozer because of Rabba. That's the Chiddush. Even though this is a concern that you might come to carry the Megillah, we didn't carry over that concern when it comes to learning the halachot. Still, there's a mitzvah to learn the halachot. That's why we had to speak it out. Good? That's the Kamash Malan. Okay. V'amr b'shu ben Levi. See where we are? We're up to V'amr b'shu ben Levi. A little further down. We already did. Yeah, there you go, right there. V'amr b'shu ben Levi. Chayav Adam likrot et ha-Megillah balayla. A person is obligated to read the Megillah at night. Vilishnota bayom, and to read it again during the day. Okay, so there's a mitzvah to read the Megillah twice. Yeah, one time at night. Chayav adam lekrot the Megillah balayla. Vilishnota bayom. Vilishnota bayom means to do it a second time. Vilishnota do a second time bayom during the day.
The Bryce is not saying what you said. You said Zahav. But we understand that you want Dina Zahav.
Good, clear?
Doesn't make that shot. He says
Shine'emar, like it says, Elokai ekra yomam, to the God I will call out. Elokai, to the God ekra, will call out yomam during the day. Velotan, and he will not answer me, and he didn't answer me. It's talking about Esther. Esther's talking about her. She cried out to Hashem during the day and she didn't get answered. Vilaila, and also at night. Velo dumyali, and I didn't. Velo dumyali, I didn't like nothing appeared to me. Nothing. I response. I didn't get any response from you, Hashem. She was crying out to Hashem. It wasn't. Nothing was apparent to me. Nothing was seen to me. Yeah. Yeah. So what do you see? You see that there is an inyan to call out at night and during the day, right? Elokai, my God, Ekra Yomam, I will call out during the day, Velotane, Velayla, and also at night. So you see that there's this pasuk is a hint to the idea of that you need to read the Megillah twice, because it says Elokai Yomam, and then it says also Velayla. It says that during the night and also at day you have to cry out to Hashem.
Sorry, two quick questions. What's the context? So this is Esther?
This is the parak of Tehillim Kav Bet, which is what we read on Purim in the prayer. It's the Mizmor Keli Lama Zaftani, and which we say is referring to Esther. Esther, whenever she was, it's really David HaMelech by Tehillim, but I'm saying he's basing it on the story of Esther. He's referring to Esther
In the future.
Yeah, at that point.
And what does Tana name mean?
He will not answer.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Let's read it one more time.
by day I'm not gonna get an answer, and I'm gonna reach
Yeah.
out at night.
Elokai Ekra, I will call out Yomam, Velotan, and I didn't get answered. Vilayla, and in the evening, Lo Dumyali, it wasn't apparent to me, it wasn't clear to me. Like I didn't feel your presence, basically. She's saying, I called out to you during the day, during the night, and nothing happened. So you see from there that there's an inyan to read the Megillah during the day and also at night. Again, it doesn't say it in the pasuk clear out, but it mentions night and day. So since it mentions night and day, we're going to connect that to our mitzvah of Megillah, and say you got to read the Megillah at night and during the day. Good?
Are we stop? Like, is the idea going to continue to flesh that out, or
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah. We're not done yet. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna have to stop in a few minutes, but let's do a little more. So the Gemara says, Savar Mine, they thought from the statement of Rabbi Shua ben Levi, Savar, they thought, Mine, from what he said, meaning from him, or from what he said, they thought from what he said, Limikarye Balayla, you should read it at night. Read the Megillah at night. Limikarye means to read it Balayla at night. Yeah, is that clear?
So there you go. That's a riot too. Straight up riot to Rav. Says Mufarash.
Yeah. V'lemitana matnitin dida biyamama. And we should learn, limitana means to learn, matnitin, the Mishnayot, dida of the Megillah, biyamama. Right, we have Masechet Megillah right here. So it means they thought that when Rabbi Shua ben Levi said you gotta read the Megillah at night and learn it during the day, they thought literally meant learn it. It doesn't mean to repeat it during the day. Because lishnota can mean to learn. So they thought at night you got to read it because it says likrot Megillah balayla v'lishnota bayom, right?
Is this a second time? That's the word you're going on?
Look at the
Velishnota.
Vilishnota. It changes the lashon,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
He didn't say to read it once at night and read it again during the day. He said you got to read it at night and you got to be lishnotat bayom. So they thought lishnota is the lashon of teaching, learning. So they thought at night you got to read the Megillah and during the day you got to learn the Mishnayot, right? Savar they thought from his statement that what limikr balayla we should read the Megillah at night. Vilamitanya matnitin dida biyamama, and we should learn the Mishnayot of it during the day, which means we should just learn the halachot during the day, basically, not actually read the Megillah twice. Because that's what it sounds like from the statement. You should learn the Megillah, read the Megillah at night, and learn it during the day. So Amar Lahu, Rabbi Yirmiyah said to them, the Rabbanim that were there, that thought that was the pshat, Lididi, to me, Mifar Shali Mina, the Reb Chia bar Abba. To me, Lididi to me, Mifar Shali, it was explained to me, Mine from Reb Chia bar Abba. Basically, Reb Chia bar Abba explained to me the pshat of this Gemara, of this Reb Shua ben Levi. Okay? You got those words? Amar Lahu, Rabbi Yirmiyah said to them, Lididi to me, Mifar Shali Mina, Mine, the Reb Chia bar Abba. It was explained to me from Reb Chia bar Abba. What does this mean? That you have to read it at night and learn it during the day? It doesn't mean learn it. Kigon, for example, it's like, for example, the Amri Inchi, like people say. The Amri Inchi people say. Yeah, you see where we are? You good?
No. Let's try again.
What was that? Yeah. People say exactly. For Parshata Da, I'm going to go through this Parsha. Parshata is Parsha Da, this one. I'm going to go through this parsha, v'itnaya, and I'm going to do it a second time. For parshata da, I'm going to go through the parsha, v'itnaya, and I'm going to do it a second time. It's like Shnai Mikra. Shnai Mikra, you got to do the psukim twice, and the uncles once, right? So Shnai Mikra is you got to read it twice. Not like you got to read one time and then learn it the second time. Right? You got to read it twice. So it's like people say, for parshata da, v'itnaya. It's like that expression. Like people say, I'm going to go through the parsha, and I'm going to read it a second time. So this etnaya can mean, in certain contexts, etnaya means to learn. But in this context, Rabbi Chia bar Abba is explaining, Rabbi Yirmiyah is explaining, B'Shem Rabbi Chia bar Abba, that when Rabbi Shua ben Levi said, you have to read the Megillah at night and learn it again during the day, it doesn't mean to learn it, like learn the halachot during the day. It means to read the Megillah during the day again. Just got to do it twice.
This language Tanya is the same as like the Chabad book Tanya.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
Same language, like this. So Tanya literally just means like to learn it, to learn.
It was taught. It was taught in the Brisa. Yeah, usually. In a Gemara means it's taught in the Brisa. I'm not sure what the Tanya means
To
over
go
there.
over the parsha.
And to do it a second time. So itnaya, right, in certain contexts can mean that you have to learn.
This is Aramaic.
Yeah. But and some say that the word and sometimes itnaya means I'm going to do it a second time. So when the Gemara said, when Rabbi Shua ben Levi a few lines ago on the top, not on top or whatever, a few lines ago said, Chayav Adam lekrot Megillah balayla vilishnota bayom. Vilishnota doesn't mean to learn it during the day, just to read it the second time during the day. Lashon of shinun means can mean to be read it again. So that's what we're saying that means. It means to read it again during the day.
Down the line when I bring you to court.
Okay, let's stop right here. Okay, by the word Tanaya. But before Itmanami, we'll stop over here. We'll do Chazara now.
Okay. So now Bedin Omer Lecha.
Okay, want to start it up?
Yeah.
Let's pause it over there on the video.
If you don't swear that you